Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to streamline your workflow using custom labels in Lightroom. So Lightroom gives you a couple different options to label photos in your workflow. One is to set the flags, set a rating using the star system, or set a color label. So the flags work great for culling through photos real quick. It allows you to select the ones you like, reject maybe the ones that you don't, and allowing you to quickly move on to the next photo. The rating uses a star system, which may work good for helping clients decide photos that they like by putting different star values on the photo. To me, though, this doesn't really make a lot of sense or add a lot of value because the difference between a 3 and a 4 star is pretty subjective, and it doesn't really help me in my workflow. Color labels are another option, but by default, these really have less meaning than stars. So a red, yellow, green, blue, purple label doesn't really mean a lot to me as I'm working on the photos. That's the way it is by default, but within Lightroom, there's another option. You can go into Metadata, Color Label Set, and you can see there's a couple different options here. There's Bridge Default, Lightroom Default, which is selected, and Review Status. Once you go into the Edit Color Label Set, you can see that the Lightroom default is selected, which just gives the color for each of the label. You have the option to change to Bridge Default, which is the settings that Bridge uses for its color labels. Selected, second, approved, review, and to do. There's another option here, Review Status. That changes the colors to do, color correction needed, good to use, retouching needed, and to print. So by default, one of these two other options may be enough for what you need to be able to help streamline your workflow. For me, though, I like to change my own labels. So for me, red is selected. And then we have editing, finished, and that's it. All I need to know is what's been selected, what I'm working on editing, and what's done. Now once I have those values added, I can go down here and save the current settings as a new preset. Now that gives me a preset to select under the color label set. Once I have my new color label set selected, I can right click on a folder, go to set color label, and now my options are available. So I can either go through and hit selected, or I can use the number keys on my keyboard to set the different values. Now that you've applied the color labels to your photos, you can use the filter up top to filter by one or multiple specific colors. You also have the option to come down here to Collections, Smart Collection, and find all of the photos with a certain value. You can also create your own custom smart collections if you don't see the option you want. Before I go, I have one last little thing to cover. If you noticed, as I was signing these values, I make the change and it goes on to the next item. This allows me to set the label quickly and move to the next photo. By default, that doesn't happen in Lightroom. In order to enable that feature called Auto Advance, you have to come down to the photo, Auto Advance, and turn that on. Now every time I set a value for the color label, it moves on to the next slide. That's all for today. Thank you everyone for watching.